Alright, this is Big Boss Foxhound Woods Ball coming to you for Shooting Hot TV. And this will kick off our first minisode, quote unquote. First minisode is pretty much was a segment, yet it's not counted as a full episode of Shooting Hot TV, hence the name Minisode. And to kick off our first minisode, I've got a few toys. Well, I got a little something new. Just cooked it up myself tonight. As you guys remember, my Airsoft Interceptor vest, I'm using it for paintball body armor now. I managed to slap these on. These are the Special Ops paintball pod packs for their Blackcell line, interlocking. And this whole vest is full molly, yet some of you are probably wondering, how the hell did I get interlocking pod packs on an all molly military style vest that has no interlock capability? The question is simple. These things are the Alice to Molly adapters. These ones in particular were built by, hold on, it doesn't say, but the ones that we're looking at, which would be these, were produced by SDS, Soldier Defense Systems. These things you pretty much slap onto a molly vest, and you can attach your LC2 equipment onto it, such as your Alice ammo pouches, canteens, stuff like that. But for my purposes, I had to attach paintball equipment, so these things need some modification. Okay, I got this. My interlock grenade pouch, as you can see, instead of just Fat Boys, I've got my S Thunder shocker shells in here. And always handy, camo netting. Okay, now because of the size of the straps for the interlock system, it's going to be hard to get into the slats here on the molly adapters. As you can see how narrow these things are, plus you got this little threading here which is stitched here. So here's where the modification part comes in. Always trusty knife. Rule of thumb for any paintball player, you need to open up a bag of paint. It's always good to have a knife with you. One way or another, all around general purpose. Okay, now what you do here is you take this, you pry it apart a little bit so you can expose the threading and everything. What you want to do is take your knife, insert it in here like so. Make sure you get the blade in about here. And then it's all just a matter of sawing. You want to move it into a saw-like motion, but be careful not to stab this right through the webbing here. This is going to take about 5-10 minutes max as far as doing this. So as you can see, I already managed to break through a good portion of the thread right now. So we're going to keep on going. And believe me, these threads are tough. So these are not cotton, these are nylon threading, so these things were built to last big time. So always make sure you stretch it out a little bit more to pry it open. That way it exposes more of the thread. And keep on cutting. Now, as I said, you want to do this in somewhat of a saw-like motion. And make sure your blade is sharp as hell. Any of you players under the age of 18, please make sure you get your parents' permission to do a modification like this, or make sure you have an experienced player here that's able to handle a knife properly and responsibly. Now, okay, now, as you can see, I just sliced straight through. Now, you take your interlock straps like this, and what we're going to do is place it into the adapter like so. Keep in mind this is still narrow, and for all intents and purposes this is still in the prototype phases. As you can see, it's on, attached. Just slide this thing back on here, and now your interlock pouch is now MOLLE compliant. Just pull out my vest. Now with the MOLLE thing, some people just put it through the webbing and snap it together. It doesn't work like that. You've got the straps here, so you weave it through. That way it provides for a more secure fit onto the vest and make sure it's not going anywhere. That's probably one of the biggest misconceptions of the modular equipment that I've ever heard of. So keep it going and weave this thing through. For all you guys that work in a tactical environment, law enforcement, military, or SWAT team, and you guys work with MOLLE vest, or even the airsoft guys, you can probably understand how much of a pain this is doing it by hand like this without anything like malice clips or one of those little systems to help you weave the little straps through. But in the end, it all becomes worth it. And okay, first one, and now got the second. Snap here. Now, as you can see, get this vest down real fast. Now, as you can see, I've got the pouches on here. This thing is pure compliant with the MOLLE system. This thing's holding out very well. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave comments and please subscribe to Shooting Hot TV. This is Big Boss, and I'm gone.